I've been asked 1,000 times to do a video on short sales. So I'm going to be giving it to you guys, telling you guys at least my experience on short sales, what we've been able to accomplish, and how our flip's doing on this short sale that we're doing. You guys asked for it. You wanted to hear about my short sale experience. How do you do short sales? How do you wholesale short sales? And what was that process like locking up a short sale deal that is going to make us great returns on a flip that we're doing? And then I'll even go into the flip because the flip will be listed by next week. Short sale, what is a short sale? A short sale is essentially somebody that is going underwater. Their house, they owe so much on their house that it's not worth the value of the property. I have this property that we ended up buying. It is in Michigan, and essentially the owner was an active duty militant. He was very, very motivated. He's very motivated. He needs to sell his property. The mortgage company wants to foreclose on him, but they can't because he's an active duty military service member. So for that reason, you can't foreclose on an active duty militant. So the banks are hurting because this guy can't pay the mortgage for the last 5 years, and he hasn't paid the mortgage for the last 5 years, but they can't foreclose on him, and he's just stacking up fees. So essentially, this deal, we offered him about $80,000 cash. He said no can do. I owe 110 on the property, and the property is not worth 110 in its current state. So what we did, the owner decided to give me a call. He was like, Danny, everybody keeps offering the same amount as you. You know, I can't do that. I can't come out from underneath and pay the rest off. He was like, but I need to get out of this situation because I plan to get out of the military, and I need to wash my hands of this because it's going to hurt my credit score, hurt my family and my finances. The solution, what we came up with. So a short sale essentially is somebody that's underwater. The solution was, I told him, Dean, well, let's just hop on a phone call. Would you mind being okay with, me hopping on a phone call with your mortgage company, and maybe I can negotiate, the amount that you owe if I could bring him cash. Then he was like, that sounds like a great idea. So what we did is we called the mortgage company on a 3-way call. He was able to get me in touch with people, usually in the Philippines, and we kept asking for a U.S. representative until we found the gatekeeper for the short sale department. What happened when we spoke with that gatekeeper is I immediately asked him, hey, Dean owes 110 on his property, but Dean can't pay that. He doesn't have the funds. He's active military, and he lives in Florida. He doesn't even live in Michigan, and it's not something he can do. He can't stomach. But I would love to come in and buy this property if you guys are willing to come up with a deal with us to be able to make this property go through. And they said, oh, so you're looking for a settlement statement. You're looking to make a settlement, some kind of settlement. And I said, yes, if that's a short sale, then yes. And then they said, okay, perfect. How much do you want to offer? Then I said, well, right now in its condition, I can offer anywhere from 60 to 80,000. And they said, well, is it 60 or is it 80? And I said 60. And from there, they said, okay, well, we submitted a settlement for 60,000 under your company. I gave them my email, and then they said it will be under review and they'll give you a call in about 5 to 7 business days. In less than 12 hours, they sent me back an email saying that I was pre-approved at that $60,000 mark, and they would like to move forward with paperwork and documents. Once that all goes to underwriting with the short sale company, they will make sure that they're okay with you buying the property and with the seller taking a loss and them getting rid of it. Once that goes through and they send you all the documents, they will go send an appraiser to go appraise the property. And once the mortgage company sends an appraiser, that's when they'll come back to you and they'll start to negotiate that $60,000. So once they negotiated that $60,000, they came back to us and they were like, hey, the lowest we could do is 68. And then I came back to them and said the lowest we could do is 40. And they said, absolutely not. We know you're getting a stupid good deal. We have to be at 68,000. So I didn't fight them on the 68,000. We got 68,000. From there, once I approved the 68,000, I sent everything on over to the title company. So you have to have a title company that is very, very good at short sales or have done them before. And so I use Nation's Title. Nation's Title was able to get in touch with the company. We sent all documents on over to the mortgage company. Once we sent all the documents to the mortgage company, or from the mortgage company to Nation's Title, the title agency, they handled everything and communicated amongst each other to make sure that they could facilitate a close. Once all that was approved, once we had money lined in, money wired, it was literally a snap of a finger, we closed. It was very easy. Nothing crazy about it. It was a normal closing. The biggest headache of it all was really dealing with the mortgage company and having to jump through so many hurdles to find the gatekeeper, to find somebody that wasn't in the Philippines that actually knew what a short sale was and has done it. So overall, how does the deal look? So we bought the deal for $68,000. It probably needs about $30,000 in repair. I think we just spent $35,000 in repairs. After agent fees and everything, we're probably all in 100, 110. As we saw ARVs and I had agents go out there, take a look at the property, the appraiser got in touch with us that worked for the mortgage company. Everyone suggested at minimum it will sell at 170, and there's a big likelihood that it will go all the way to 200 with good finishes. And that's what we did. We put good finishes in the home. The home's condition wasn't bad. It wasn't anything that was like to the studs. It was just your normal home. So it wasn't bad at all. The biggest thing was that the biggest thing for the property was that it just needed some love. It was a very, very lipstick type of flip, but it was just great margins. So at the end of it, we should walk away from 110 to 170 at 60,000, which is a great flip. How we funded the deal, we used a private money investor. That private money investor, we're giving 10% on their funds for the project, the life of the project. And then we will not pay any holding costs during the flip. We're not paying anything during the project. They will get paid out at the end. So we use a private money investor to fund the whole project. We give them 10% on their money, not annualized, just for the time of the project. And then from there, we'll pay them at the end. So in all reality, we'll probably walk away close to that 60,000 mark if it sells for 170. Anything higher is gravy. Well, what can you not do with the short sale? Well, in a short sale, you do not want to wholesale a short sale deal. To my understanding, a lot of people say you can't wholesale a short sale deal. And all title companies have told me you do not want to wholesale a short sale deal. There has been multiple reports of people getting sued, people getting in trouble for wholesaling a short sale deal. So what does that mean for you? If you find a short sale deal, go find the capital, go raise the capital. No matter how new you are into wholesaling or real estate, there are people that will go give you money for these projects, whether it's a hard money lender or it's a private money investor like what we use. There's people on your Instagram, on your Facebook, on your YouTube, on Twitter, whatever it is that you want, that will fund you capital, and you just got to get it at a decent interest rate so that way it works for everybody. So I would go and partner with somebody. I would give them debt first. Just give them debt, give them return on their money rather than equity. But if you have to give up the pie, then give them some equity, give them some upside into the deal, and they'll probably be happy. So I wouldn't wholesale. I wouldn't wholesale a short sale. I would not do that. As from what I've heard and as of what I've read, I don't think it's a good idea, and it's not recommended by many industry experts. For that reason, please don't do that. But if you have one and you need to partner with somebody, no matter where it's at, feel free to DM me. Send me anything you have, and I'll be more than happy to partner if it makes sense. Nonetheless, I think the short sale experience has been great. We are listing the short sale next week. It's only been 2 to 3 weeks since we've closed, and the project is looking pretty good. So I do recommend buying short sales. I don't recommend wholesaling short sales. There are stipulations where they say that short sales you have to keep it for a certain amount of months. I asked the mortgage company, PHH, and asked them, hey, is there any stipulation where I have to hold this for a certain amount of time? And they said, no, once you buy it, it's yours. You can do anything you want with it. So for that reason, I told them, well, my intentions is to flip this home. Is that going to strike anything or be any issue to you guys? And he said, absolutely not. No, that once it's yours, it's yours. You can do whatever you want with it. So we could have also wholetailed it, where we could have probably just put it on market now that that's closed and probably sold it for $90,000. We could have bought it and sold it for $90,000 and see what that did. But it just made more sense for us to just do the flip in 3 weeks and put it on market rather than just wholesale it and just put it on market and make 20 grand. This will make us 60 grand in hopefully not less time, but a little bit more time than what a wholesale would do. And there might be significant upside to it. It's a little bit of my short sale story of what's been going on. And if you guys have any questions, leave comments, like, comment, subscribe. More than happy to. If you guys want to hear those recordings, let me know. I can upload those recordings of what it sounded like with the mortgage company, what it sounded like with the seller, how we were able to plan and make sure that it was a win-win for everybody. And I'll be more than happy to be a resource for y'all. As always, go ahead and click the affiliate links if you want to use Resimpli or you want to use our CRMs or all the tools that we use. That's always in the description. I'm more than happy to be able to help you guys win here. And likewise, if you guys are ever looking for partnership opportunities, feel free to reach out. I do partner with people no matter what market, depending on what the deal looks like and what your experience is. So feel free to shoot me a text, shoot me a DM, like, comment, subscribe, put a comment below, and I'll catch you guys next time.